drive starts from the 37-yard line. Brady stepping up. Deep downfield, wide open.
We are gathered here today to get through this thing called life.
Hello and welcome to Betcha Didn't Know. In this video, we are diving into the captivating world of Super Bowl halftime acts. Join us as we take a mesmerizing journey throughout the years, exploring the most unforgettable and regrettable performances in the history of the iconic sporting event. From the early days of marching bands to jaw-dropping musical talents and mind-blowing choreography, Super Bowl halftime shows have become legendary for their larger-than-life production values and star-studded lineups. With each passing year, artists have pushed the boundaries of creativity and performance, leaving audiences awestruck. Witness astonishing stage designs, electrifying dance routines, and incredible live music from the industry's biggest acts. The year 1967 marked the debut of two major events that are now staples of American pop culture: the Super Bowl and its star-studded halftime show. Though early halftime performances highlighted regional musical acts, the 1990s saw the show transition into a stage for music's biggest and brightest stars. Some even consider the halftime show to be as important as the big game itself. The first Super Bowl halftime performers were marching bands. Long before artists such as Bruce Springsteen and Paul McCartney headlined the event, the Super Bowl halftime show was primarily a showcase for college marching bands. At the halfway point of Super Bowl I in 1967 in Los Angeles, the University of Arizona Symphonic Marching Band, the Grambling State University Marching Band, and an Anaheim area high school drill team took the field to perform for fans. The biggest name to grace the stage that day was trumpeter Al Hirt, who later returned for halftime performances at multiple Super Bowls in the 1970s. Marching bands continued to dominate the halftime lineup for several years. Other early shows featured marching bands from Florida A&M, Southern University, and Southeast Missouri State. The first celebrity halftime performers debuted in the 1970s. Some accounts have Broadway star Carol Channing singing in 1970, alongside jazz legend Ella Fitzgerald. Super Bowl XXIII's halftime show was notable for a few reasons, including the fact that it was the first to incorporate 3D glasses. The show was perhaps most famous for being headlined by an Elvis Presley impersonator named Elvis Presto. Presto was portrayed by Alex Cole, a last-minute hire who got the job when the previous actor backed out a few days before the game to work on a commercial for Lee Jeans. Perhaps a good career move? The main spectacle was an interactive card trick involving the fans at Miami's Joe Robbie Stadium, who were tasked with using applause to pick a card. The result, however, was extremely lackluster, as improper lighting and less than ideal camera angles produced a magic trick that was more confusing than impressive. It wasn't until January 27, 1991 that the show began to resemble the star-studded spectacle that we know today. On that date, the New Kids on the Block were the first contemporary pop act to headline the Super Bowl halftime show. But we bet you didn't know that the band's set didn't actually air live. Instead, it was preempted by news coverage of the ongoing Gulf War. Viewers had to wait until after the game to see New Kids on the Block perform songs such as Step by Step and It's a Small World. New Kids on the Block performed alongside a cast of featured Disney characters as well as hundreds of children dressed in traditional clothes from different countries because the show was sponsored by Disney. The 1992 halftime show featured a figure skating performance. After featuring New Kids on the Block the previous year, the halftime show returned to yet another well-thought-out and wacky theme in 1992. With the Winter Olympics set to occur the following month, Super Bowl XXVI featured a figure skating performance led by Olympians Brian Boitano and Dorothy Hamill, who became the only non-football playing athletes to perform at a Super Bowl. The show also included two 30-foot tall inflatable snowmen, a really great rap song titled Do the Frosty, and a musical finale by Gloria Estefan. The halftime show was a considerable dud, and 22 million of the 79 million viewers changed the channel for counter-programming, including
Welcome to the In Living Color Halftime Countdown Party,
a special episode of the Fox sketch comedy series In Living Color, which featured some little-known actors that drew much of the audience's attention away from the actual game. Before the 1990s, the head honchos running the Super Bowl festivities had no idea they could turn the halftime show into part of the event. Until then, it was merely time for a bathroom break. But then in 1995, during Super Bowl 29, those same high-ranking executives decided to partner with the House of the Mouse and stage a live-action Indiana Jones spectacle on the field. Except Harrison Ford had the good sense to stay away. Patti LaBelle and Tony Bennett, on the other hand, weren't so lucky. By the end of the performance, it was like watching the bad guys trying to open the Lost Ark. We bet you didn't know that the Super Bowl halftime show headliners don't get paid. With tens of thousands of people in attendance at the game itself, and millions more watching from home, the Super Bowl halftime show is one of the biggest programs in the world. But it doesn't come with a big paycheck for performers, or any paycheck at all, really. League policy states the NFL will cover production costs, some of which can be quite substantial, as Jennifer Lopez and Shakira's 2020 performance has the most expensive Super Bowl price tag to date, reportedly costing around $13 million to produce. Katy Perry's show in 2015, Coldplay's show in 2016, and Lady Gaga's show in 2017 each cost a cool $10 million. Rounding out the top 5 was The Weeknd's show, coming in at a cost of $7 million. However, despite those eye-popping budgets, the headliners themselves do not receive any compensation. That's not to say that they don't benefit financially, though. In 2018, Justin Timberlake saw his music sales rise 534% on the day of his halftime show. And the year prior, Lady Gaga's digital sales spiked 1,000%. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating content. Stay tuned for future videos as we explore various facets of entertainment, sports, and pop culture. Thank you for watching.